Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Siptah and welcome back to another video. I'm once again here on the Isle of Siptah on Conan Exiles, and this time around, as you can see, I am wearing a new armor. Now this is part of an armor set that you can get from the grey ones, and of course this also has some weapons that you can get with them. So this is what it is light armor. It is all spawned in, and even if you do craft it, the stats will be the same because you craft it in a forge in the game where you can't put a thrall. So I'll show you that later on in this video. They do have varying stats, so you get grit and you also get some agility from this particular armor set. Just wanted to show this off. It is, like I said, light armor, and you can find them on NPCs as well. Here are some of the weapons that you can get, and notice one thing: they all tend to have bleed on them, which is pretty cool, with the exception of course of the bow. But all of them will do bleed damage. The daggers are interesting, and I'll show them off later on as well. Now I do have one that is damaged, and that is because that is one that has drops from an NPC that I killed. They do drop quite often, so you can get them that way. However, repairing them does require a couple of little things that you must have. So you must know the recipe, you must have a specific type of resource in your inventory, and then you can craft them. But let's talk about the weapons themselves and the bleed, because all of them tend to do bleed damage. These are the grey ones, and as you can see, I am using one of their own weapons against them and nothing happens to them. Now that is because apparently they are undead. On top of that, as you can see in their inventory, they do drop some of the better resources in terms of crafting resources. But over here, this is the great sword of the grey ones. We've got quite a few things. They should do bleed, but they don't do bleed, and this is how I figured out. So we've got the obsidian there, which is kind of sought after. Definitely want to pick this up, and all of them seem to drop this, so easy, good place to harvest them. If you do harvest them, you also get the black heart, which is a required item. So over here I am testing one of the weapons. I'm doing the sword, so the single-handed sword. As you can see, it does stack up bleed on these guys. Pretty cool. Definitely worth picking these up. Oops, did not mean to kill that person right there. Now let's have a look at the daggers. This is where things get interesting. I'm gonna wait for that bleed dot to go away. One light attack applies 2 stacks of bleed. Same thing for the heavy attack. So this is definitely going to be a good PvP weapon. You can end up applying these stacks of bleed really quickly. So let's talk about how you get these recipes. These recipes are scattered about. I have marked their locations on the map, and we're going to start from down here. This is my location, and you can see my arrow, which is kind of black. This is where I am located, and this would be a path that you come up to get to this location. So I'm going to do this as if you're walking. Of course, I am in God mode, and I'm just going to show you this location right here. This is where we killed that NPC right there, to show that the grey ones' weapons do not actually affect the grey ones, and that is because they are undead. And I know that is they are undead from when I harvested them. You get the typical things you'd get from the undead creatures. Right here we have the axe of the grey ones. This guy is a mini boss, so do look out for that. You will have to fight them, of course, when you come here. They're not just going to sit or stand here looking at you. So he dropped some daggers. I'm going to pick that up, and I'll pick up the Fragment of Power. That's quite nice that he does drop the Fragment of Power. Now if you go back down this way, so just to the right from here and around this corner, we have another weapon. This is of course the Warhammer of the grey ones. So 2 weapons in this location. I'll zoom in so you guys can see. This is where I'm right here. This is where I came in, and basically I went, so this is the path right here. We can come up. I went up there first and then down here. So that's the path I did. Next location is right here, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see. There's a little bridge, and just before you get to the bridge, there's another weapon. This of course is a mace, the mace of the grey ones. If you go down the steps, once you get to the bottom, to the right will be another weapon. I'll show you that in a bit. And we'll take a right turn right here, right on this edge. Right there is the next weapon, which is the sword of the grey ones. So I'll show you again on the map. So you come up this way, go through this right here. First weapon on the side, on the left side as you go down the bridge. And after you go down the bridge on the right side, second weapon right there. Now, let's go to the next location right here. There are 3 weapons that you can find. And I only marked one for some odd reason. I would have normally marked all 3 of them. I'll do it after I showcase it anyways. So let me show you how you would normally come in here. Right there you can already see one of the weapons, but if you come from this angle right this way, you'll be faced with this building in front. So we go up to it. Mind you, you will have to fight stuff. Right here we have the Spear of the Grey Ones. So walk up to it, interact with it, and it is all yours. Now to the right there are 2 more weapons. This is one of those areas where I forgot to put all the other markers, and I'm trying to remember. Okay, I can see where one of them is. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I'll show you it in more detail. Oh yes, I remember now. So up here, over here, past this guy, there is another one. So this is the short sword of the Grey Ones. And then to the right, right behind this right here, is the shield. The shield is also pretty cool because if you block and NPCs hit you, it will apply bleed. Definitely liking that. So next place is up here, and we're going to spawn right in the center, and then I'm going to show you the 2 locations of the recipes that you can learn here. So there's a guy right there in the center. Let me just zoom in so I can show you where I am, what it looks like. I'm right here. I'm going to go that way and then come up this way, and I'll show you both of the weapons. Once again, yep, I'm facing in the right direction. I wanted to make sure that I'm sticking to what I said I'd do. So right up here, we got this guy. We go up these steps. So the steps to the left all the way around. And here we have the Katana of the Grey Ones. Now, this one to me, okay, it worked this time around. But previously, it was a bit iffy. I couldn't interact with it. I didn't get the prompt to interact with it. So keep that in mind. However, after I left the area and came back to it, it allowed me to interact with it. So I don't really know what was going on right there. I'm going to walk past this guy in the center. We're going to go all the way up these steps. And then down here, there's like an altar covered in blood. And here we have the daggers of the Grey Ones. So definitely worth picking these up. The daggers are probably some of the best daggers in the game, just because of how much bleed they apply. Of course, they are limited in functionality because of the fact that you can't use them against undead, but anything else it will do really nice, and you only have to tap once to apply 2 stacks of bleed. So I am at the final location. This one has the most items that you can pick up. So this is where you come in, and as you come in over there, there's a boss. That boss is a scorpion boss. It is a 3-skull boss. So I'm just going to show you that. You want to get this guy dealt with, but here behind him you have this right here. You interact with it and you learn the Grey One banner, and it'll look kind of like that, but not far from here, right in front, right there. So we came from there, and right there is kind of like a hollowed out building, if you want to call it that, and in there is the next weapon that we will find. It is a bow. So that would be the bow of the Grey Ones. The only weapon that does not do bleed out of the set here. So it looks like that. It can be a bit iffy to interact with it because of how it's in the ground. Now the next one is in a bit of an awkward location from here. So just do what I do. Just follow my direction. So once you get to this point right here, once we get across this path, right there's a campfire. That will be our marker. That's where we want to go towards. Underneath that marker, there will be an NPC. And as we're looking at him, to the right of him, there's like a little pillar type of thing that will have the armor sets. So that is the Grey One's armor set. So campfire, NPC, mini boss right there, as you can see. He also has that little thing right there that we can pick up, and here we have this little skull thing on like a little pillar type of thing. So this is my location now on the map. This will give us the armor set. Now as you can see, there are 3 little pools. Well, I say a little bit, they're big. We want to go for this one right here. this one will have the next weapon. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go to that location, and once we get there I'll show you how to find the next weapon. We're going to go up these steps. I mean, which way you get here really makes no difference, but I'm going to show you from the center of the pool how to find it. And we go to this thing right here, and if we turn around, by the way, you can interact with this. I think this will spawn in loads of enemies, but hey ho. We go to the left, and over here we find the axe. So this is the grey axe of the grey ones. And there is one more weapon. I didn't do this in order because I kind of forgot about it. But once again, I'm going to show you this. This is the entrance where we first started the video. In this section, there is the little corner where the scorpion boss is, and over there is that little building where we found the bow. So if we go straight, we go past this, that's a building right there that we went to after we did the scorpion. Right around this corner is the final piece that we are after, which is the great sword of the grey ones. So let's have a look at them. How do we repair them? Well, with most of them, all we need is the composite obsidian. I nearly butchered that name. And we repair them. With the shield, for example, it will require alchemical base. So some items may require some additional things. But generally, all you need is the composite obsidian. And then that's pretty much it. That's how you repair them. Definitely not that complicated to do. How do we craft them? Well, we need to come over here to this location, which I kind of marked out. As you can see, there's 3 like circles in a triangle type of area. They're all the same, so it doesn't really matter which one you go to. And we're waiting for things to spawn in. Definitely don't step on that. I don't think that's going to be very healthy for you. But this is what they look like. And over here, as you can see, it is a forge of the first man. There's 3 of them in total, and here you can see what we need. So we need all of these resources. We need the blackened heart, which I showed you how to get, alchemical base, some materials, and of course the composite obsidian. They all kind of tend to require more or less the same thing, with a couple of exceptions like the shield, for example, and maybe the bow, but they tend to kind of want the same thing. Now, in terms of the armor, here's what we need. So you can see all of these. Bear in mind, this is the light armor. It does look pretty neat, and this is why I said you can't really get any more bonuses on it because of how we craft it. It still looks pretty cool, and you can definitely craft it and put it on your thralls. I think it's pretty neat. But that is pretty much it. This is what the armor set looks like. I've got a sword and a shield in my hand, and that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. With that being said and done, that is it. I'm going to end it here. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Siptah Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description. And until next time, stay safe, folks.